This episode of Lore Drop is sponsored by Chad and Rachel Wolf. Thanks for listening from Kansas City, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
It's
like, happy birthday. Oh, no.
Oh, it's not coming off. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's snowing and lightning outside of our house.
Not any of that. She just has wind control, not full weather control. But it's still crazy wind anomalies.
So Lubbock, Texas powers?
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Lore Drop, a Reinvent podcast. I'm Abby, the executive director of Reinvent Production.
I'm Ben, the creative and artistic director.
And I'm Kelton. I'm a dude.
Kelton's our third-party member today. We're already off to a very chaotic start, but I feel like that's fitting for the trio that's at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Kelton originated the character Fido.
Bark.
You go boof.
I go woof woof.
He was the navigator on the Lady Legacy for the Y2K edition of the crew for Lady Legacy Tale of the Tide. He also has played a character named Dr. Carter, which will show up in a future thing that you
At some point.
won't get to know about until it happens.
Ooh, suspense.
But yeah, Kelton's one of our film buddies. We worked on Mortal Hunters with him and our friend Matt this past summer. We're also, Ben and I are both acting in Kelton's next short film, Castle Run, which is going to be super fun. But today we're not talking about movies. Today we're talking about the Bastions, which are a group in Dustria City that will be a big player within the Cataclysm audio drama.
Yeah.
But before we get into the episode, we must discuss the most important part of our time together today, which is which animated trio the three of us are today.
Justice League was brought up.
Yes. Okay. All right. So since Kelton, I'll let you assign who are we all. I think Kelton's the Flash.
Ooh. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was being facetious. Kelton is Superman.
Yeah.
He's got I see the curl.
Oh, yeah.
He's got
The
the
curl's
little
actually
curl.
out today.
Nice.
I did my hair in a way to where it would happen. I see Ben as a good Flash or Hal Jordan.
Ooh.
It's like Flash. I like that.
Nice. What about me?
That's how I feel at school.
You feel like Flash at school?
Yeah. Just like, I did them. I'm directing 3 things at school right now between One Act, What If, and our productions class, like their murder mystery.
That's crazy.
And then on top of just being a teacher and a functioning human being.
Teaching's not just one job. You have to be a doctor. You have to be a therapist. You have to be
an accountant.
An accountant. That's crazy. Okay, well, which one am I? If you say Wonder Woman, that's such a cop-out.
I honestly, Ben, you may disagree with me on this. I can see her as a Black Canary.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Agree. Perfect. Here we go. Okay. That works out great.
Nice.
Okay. Well, speaking of superheroes, let's talk about some superheroes
Yeah.
that are in Dustria City.
Absolutely. So the Bastions are a team of superpowered vigilantes that operate out of Dustria City, and they protect the civilians of the city from threats that the DCPD either can't or won't address. It sort of depends. But they were founded by members White Frost, whose real name is Cyrus White, and Seraph, whose real name is Ezra Ennis. Some of their other notable members, there's only 4 members of the Bastions. So their other 2 members are Incarnate, who is William Carter, and Cyclone, who is Yubina Kaze. And their notable adversaries are the Bandits Trade Union, Gemstone Industries, and Mariana Alphonse, the big vampire leader to the south of Dustria City.
A vampire?
Yeah. But the Bastions, as far as their organizational structure goes, they're a team of 4, and each of them really have equal weight in decision-making. There's no, set leader of the group. Usually, though, Seraph is the one, if they have to speak on behalf of the team, she's the one who will do the talking. Mostly because Cyrus or White Frost doesn't like people. He is very much not a recluse, but like their base of operations is his cabin at the edge of the city. It is like right at the city limits, right at the border of the forest to the south as well.
He's just like, don't let me be perceived.
Yeah, just let me do
please."
my job. And
Very
then
very eraser head of him.
yeah, and then with the other ones like Cyclone, she is not a teenager, but she is the young one of the group. And so they're like, nope, you're not talking for us.
She's like, oh man.
And then Incarnate is another one that he's just he likes to do his own thing, and he used to be in the army. He'll follow orders, but he's like, if I don't have to be the one in charge, I won't.
Good soldiers follow orders.
Yep.
No.
On top of that, the Bastions do also have some close allies who they work with semi-regularly, though. Some of the big notable ones, the main two that they work with a lot of the time are Tree of the Smallwood and the druid known as Roland. But as far as some of the Bastions' appearances and stories across Reinvent, their first appearance in World was in the Cataclysm campaign, the first campaign run in the world of Reinvent, and they specifically White Frost was the one who showed up near the end of the Welcome to Dustria City arc to rescue the party from Gemstone Industries and bring them back to the smugglers. And when they said, you know what, we'd rather just stay here in the city, and he offered the three of them spots on the Bastions to help out, and they said, no, thank you. And he said, okay, peace, and just left. He's like, cool, I don't care either way. Again, like we said, he's like, I'm fine with just the four of us, but whatever. And so that was their first appearance there. But they actually have a pretty big story before Cataclysm. I should also reference that the group was founded in 2015 at the beginning of that year is when the four of them came together as a group. But in that year as well, there is a plot made by Mariana Alphonse, the vampire leader to the south. She has this whole vampire group family thing going on, and her whole thing is that she wants more vampires in this family, and she wants to get those vampires from Dustria City. And so she comes up with this plot, this idea that what if I poison the Dustria City water supply with vampire blood? That'll get me lots of vampires.
Yucky.
And so the Bastions actually, with this team up with the bandits in order to stop this vampire poison plot from happening. But yeah, that's their big thing before Cataclysm. And then during Cataclysm, again, White Frost shows up in the Welcome to Dustria City arc. The Bastions show up again during the Council of Three arc later in 2016.
Did have a question about the vampire poison plot. Is that what
That's the Incarnate script, yeah.
Incarnate script? Mm-hmm. Okay. So there was a advanced screenwriting class in our undergrad that Ben took that they had to write a feature.
Yeah, the whole task of the class was to write a feature-length script. The first half of the semester was just like, here's beat sheets, here's outlining, here's basic story structure stuff. And then from there, the second half of the semester was just, all right, write and bring pages in. We were told to bring 10 pages in per week because he was like, you got to hit a 100-page minimum by the end of the semester.
Oh, dang.
And this is absolutely pumping my own tires, I was the first person in the history of that class to actually finish the 100 pages in that semester.
First in the history?
Which is crazy.
First time yeah.
So that basically means in the entire history of that class,
everybody else was a loser.
Yeah.
No one did the work.
Yep. Of the other people in my class, only like one of them was actually bringing pages in every week. And the thing is that he like rewrote his halfway through, like started from the beginning all over again. But he still was he was at like the 80-page mark by the time our final scripts were due. He had the outline for the rest of it. And so, yeah, and I think there were like 6 of us in that class. But yeah, and then the next year, our friend Nathan became the second person to actually finish the whole script in the whole time of the class. Honestly, and I don't think the class has been offered again since.
Yeah, and like the history of that class, they should have just offered you the professor job for that class.
Here's your degree right here.
Here's your degree. If you actually did the basic requirement, you would become a professor. Yeah.
It was like I had my outline and I brought in my 10 pages per week, and that made it that I was on schedule the whole time.
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy.
And so I bring up that script because that was our first dipping our toe into turning a script into a type of performance, because there was a group of us that we got together and we recorded the lines. It has not been fully produced, but there is just a bunch of our friends. We got together, we helped Ben record all the lines, and it was pretty fun.
Yep. And I started editing it, and then COVID happened, and I said, I'm good.
COVID, the death of projects. That was so sad.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the vampire poison plot is what that script is around. But yeah, so then the Council of Three arc is the next one during Cataclysm, where the Bastions show up. And that is one in that arc. 2 of the 3 members of the Council of Three, this executive body in Dustria City's government, are assassinated. There's one left, and he gets kidnapped. And so there's like this giant citywide manhunt to try and find him across all of the factions and everything. And so the Bastions offer their assistance to the DCPD with this one. They're like, hey, we have a couple leads we can follow up on. We can help you out. Because we don't want Gemstone to... We think that they are probably the root cause of all this situation. We don't have any proof of that, but we have high reason to believe that's the case. And so they offer their help. They end up teaming up with Maurice Williams to investigate a lead at the Blood Money Casino over in the Edge District, at which point the Bastions and Maurice are ambushed by Andrew Blood along with Mason, Evan, and Screech. And that is where that they... lose that fight really bad, and specifically Maurice loses the fight against Andrew really bad, and the Bastion's sort of like, all right, cool, this is not the place where he is, let's get out of here.
Let's move.
And then the Bastions show up again in the Order of the Unbound arc, which is in 2017. The Bastions actually team up with the party and Thomas Jones to fight off a group of these monks as they come to attack. What happens is that prior to them showing up, there was another situation where Navita and the party had gone to investigate this one group, and then their Severica's animal companion, John the Owl, had been just punched by one of these monks and was like on death's door. And so Navita went to use her healing magic on John the Owl, and then Navita passed out. Just completely like unshakable and everything. None of their stuff was working at the DCPD, so they're like, who can we bring her to? Screw it, let's bring her to the Bastions. They might have some sort of idea. And so Thomas and Severica and Gladius show up with Navita to say, hey, we need your help. We don't know what's going on. And so while Seraph is doing her best to figure out what the deal is with Navita and why she's not waking up, Incarnate, White Frost, Cyclone, and the rest of them are outside fending off wave after wave of these monks and these martial artists coming and attacking. But yeah, and then what happened is that in the world of Reinvent, mortal magic does not mix well or play well with deity magic, because John the Owl was created by a god. And so when Evita tried to heal that creature with her own magic, it had some major backlash and basically sent her soul into an afterlife preemptively. So her body was still alive. There was just no soul inside of it.
So does like the body just move around?
In some cases it does. We talk about this in the Andrew Blood episode, where he actually goes and sells his soul at one point. He goes to a demon and says, just take it away from me because I don't want to feel emotions anymore. And so he does, and then his body completely is still there, still functioning and everything, and just doesn't feel anything. But so in this case, the magic backlash knocked out Navita, and so she was basically in a coma and soulless for this time. So if she wasn't in that magically induced coma, then yeah, she'd be able to still move around and function and everything.
The rule with souls in Reinvent is that the soul is like where your emotions are housed. So like you can
emotions and morality too.
Yes, that is a big thing.
So it's like a body just without the emotions tied to it and the motivations. Wow.
Yep. But yeah, and so that is their participation in that arc. That's their main way that they show up there, and that is Seraph conveys all that information to them as well, because her ring gives her basically these angelic wings and give her like this radiant holy quality about her. So she has a little bit of tie-in to the divine with all that stuff, with those powers.
I did want to back up just for a second, because we didn't talk about how the Bastions have their powers.
They're all power ring users.
Gotcha.
They all have power rings that were made by Gemstone.
That's probably an important thing to say.
Yeah. But yeah, and then the Bastion's next participation is in the Tournament of Champions arc later in 2017, and they are all chosen as in this tournament. It's sort of like the Tournament of Champions is this contest held by this small pantheon of deities called the Thunderforged. And so the Thunderforged, known as Caius, who is the god of knowledge, chooses basically 40 of his champions from Dustria City because he just thinks that place is neat, and he is entertained by them. And so the Bastions, the 4 of them are part of his 40 champions as well. And so they participate in that tournament, in the tournaments of combat and intelligence and the arts. But yeah, and then the next thing with the Bastions, they help out with the zombie attack that happens in Dustria City later on in 2017. Then when the group of necromancers journeys to Dustria City to avenge one of their fallen comrades, the Bastions team up with the DCPD and Gemstone Industries to protect all of Dustria City from this vampire army that is basically trying to be offloaded onto the docks.
So are the zombies like the vampires?
No, so this one's a separate thing. The vampires are like there all the time. These zombies, there's like not a clan, there's a group of necromancers in the world that they are all like connected and they're all like, they work together. One of them was already in Dustria City like well beforehand, years before. And so that necromancer was killed by the party and Wendy Rhodes. And so after that, the rest of his necromancer buddies found out and said, cool, let's get revenge. And so basically took about a year and some change to build up this like army of zombies, stuck them all onto a few like boats and sailed their way over to Dustria City and said, here you go.
Oh,
zombies.
And we
You're
were like-
welcome.
we were like, wait,
Yeah.
no.
And so that was one that like all of these groups had to team up in order to fight off these zombies and everything. But yeah, and that was one that's one of the only like big public appearances of the Bastions. They usually try to like stick to not the shadows, but they stick out of the limelight. They don't want attention drawn directly to
It's
them.
like Daredevil with the event, if like an Avengers threat in this case a little bit. Yeah.
They're like, all right, well, we're here and we live in the city, so we'll help out.
It's the least we can do, you know?
And then one of their last big events in Cataclysm is actually in the year 2018. There is a little bit of an event where a few members of the Order of Heroes show up to Dustria City for some separate things. And so Wingman and Burst go off and do one thing, which we talked about in the Andrew Blood episode. But the other characters of Circuit and Tower actually show up, and they came here. They were like, hey, after the zombie thing especially, they said, hey, those Bastions folks seem pretty cool. What if we try and recruit them? So Circuit and Tower go and try to recruit the Bastions, at which point they found out that Mariana Alphonse had discovered this ritual that was trying to unleash what is called a bloodstorm, which is basically this, like, quite disgustingly a thunderstorm of like blood and like vampiric blood. And that was her latest plot to spread vampirism across Dustria City. And
So yucky.
yeah. Circuit and Tower team up with the Bastions in order to prevent the bloodstorm from happening, and they are successful. And then afterwards, once again, the Bastions reject the offer to join the Order of Heroes. They said, thanks, this is our place, and we have to protect this place. This is all we care about. But best of luck to you. And that is their last big thing that happens with them during the Cataclysm story. After Cataclysm, what happens is that when the whole fall of the DCPD happens, and the Stand is formed, the Bastions later in 2018 join and become part of the Stand as well, after saving a number of the Stand's members from a Gemstone Industries ambush. As they were trying to like leave the city, and the Bastions were like, well, hey, we can teach you the ropes about being on the run and being like the undercover heroes in the city. And so they also become sort of like figurehead leadership mentors in that kind of group, helping the former police reacclimate to not having the resources that they had before. And honestly, that's kind of it for the Bastion. That is the full story of the Bastions. Once they join the Stand, that is sort of like they are fully with the Stand from there on out. So any of their things become part of the Stand story as well.
Very cool. They kind of give me Defenders vibes a little bit.
Yeah, that was the initial idea behind the group as well, was that sort of, especially like the Netflix iteration of Defenders. Because I wanted, when forming like the cast of characters for the Cataclysm story, I was like, cool, we have these two big factions with the DCPD and Gemstone Industries, and the Bandits is like a larger one, but not as big as those first two, but still a pretty big group. And I was like, I want a small team. Just something I was like, something again, Defenders, Fantastic Four coded,
Yeah.
something that's very small and tight knit and has that like found family vibe as well to it.
So that was going to be my next question was how did this family find each other? Because they're all very different people.
The first two to like find each other were Seraph and White Frost. Those two started interacting with each other after they had each gotten their power rings because White Frost, Cyrus got his and he said, "Cool, time to be a vigilante." Just went straight into it.
I have ice powers now.
Yeah, yeah, he was all ready for that. And Seraph with her, she was actually Ezra's ring was in the first wave of rings, the ones that were like people were randomly invited to Gemstone Industries to tour and then get one of the rings, right? And so with that, when your ring makes you sprout feathery wings from your back, it's kind of hard to blend in with normal society after that. And so
You blend in with birds.
yeah.
No. Well, and hers are always there, right?
Yeah, she can't put them away. She's like Angel from the X-Men. They're there all the time.
Gotcha.
And so like it was those two met and then we're like, cool, we can help each other out in some of these ways. And then they encounter they recruit from their incarnate and then they actually owed a favor to a mutual friend of theirs whose name was Sawari Kaze. And he was like, hey, my daughter got this weird, my granddaughter found this weird ring and put it on. And then all of a sudden she's like passed out and she's not doing okay. And like all these weird like weather things are happening around our house. And so they basically like go and say, hey, we know what's happening. It's because of this ring that she put on. We can take her under our wing and like teach her how to control these powers, basically, kind of thing.
And so
she is like the kid sidekick of the group.
Is she like the one of the people that like it was just randomly out there and she's one of the people who found it? That's crazy.
Oh no, her ring was the one that was sent to like actual jewelry stores.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she just got it?
Yep.
Like bought it?
I think the thing with it was a gift from Grandpa Sawari.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, happy birthday. Oh, no.
Oh, it's not coming off. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's snowing and lightning outside of our
Not
house.
any of that. She just has wind control, not full weather control. But it's still crazy wind anomalies.
So Lubbock, Texas powers?
Yeah. That's good.
She can make up boobs.
But I think the other fascinating thing about the Bastions, and this comes down to like their character design stuff, was that we sort of retroactively fit them to be something that like they sort of become like urban legends in Dustria City afterwards. And like I think it's interesting to think that like they were inspirations for Percy.
Yeah, I was about to ask. So Percy's story takes place in 2032?
2031.
2031? Okay. So like the idea that Percy's obsessed with superheroes already. Obsessed with anime, obsessed with real superheroes, fake superheroes. Probably a big Order of Heroes fangirly. We didn't dive super into that, but definitely super into that. But I do think like the idea of like, oh, there's like this cool wind person who was like doing cool justice stuff and all that jazz. Yeah, I do think that's cool. And we would have to like retcon a little bit one of the lines that Daphne says, because like, so within the story of What If, there's a point where Percy gets really beat up by that guy. Her older sister Daphne tells her like, hey, there used to be superheroes in this city and now they're all gone. And that was something that like Percy didn't know about. But I do think there's a way to like make it that she knew about these urban legend characters.
Yeah.
It's like, are they real? Are they not real? I'm gonna be a real one.
Yeah. No, totally.
Maybe in the definitive edition we can.
I mean, that's already kind of in the subtext of that scene anyway.
Yeah. I just finished writing the second edition of that script because Ben's kids are doing that in April for their spring show. And it was fun to like go back and look at that script and be like, oh, how do we make this connect a little bit more? Because if you haven't listened to our retrospective time capsule on What If, we wrote that show in about 2 weeks, and looking back at the first edition of that script, it shows that it was written in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the typos.
Typos. Well, and also just like that script was so good. But like there were some things that like as I was like reading through it, a year and a half later, I was like, oh, this is an easier way to tie all this stuff in.
Yeah.
Because we had stuff about the vampires in Dustria City in there, because we
Mhm.
were like, oh, this is just a thing in Dustria City. Second edition of What If does not have the vampires anymore. It just streamlines the story a little
Yeah,
bit more.
mhm.
I like learning more about like the different groups in Reinvent, just because like a good portion of what we do within Reinvent are group
Mhm.
stories. Like we don't have a ton of single operators, like,
Yeah.
and if they are, they still have like some kind of connection. Like Ironsight's very big connection with like the Lady Legacy, and then like other people in Dynamite and all
Yeah.
that jazz, and everyone is still connected even if they're by themselves.
Mhm.
It's actually a good point because I realized all the shows have been about group superheroes more than individual. Like Lady Legacy was about a crew. Ordinary Heroes was about ordinary heroes.
Mhm. Yeah.
The Order of Heroes and
The
all
Order of
that.
Heroes.
And well, and like even Percy, like she has a connection, ends up having a connection with Gemstone of all things,
Mhm.
and then gets sent to Rondor, which
Yeah.
I would really, really, really like to have a Young Justice type thing with Percy leading it. Like, or something along the lines of that, that like Percy would totally be in a Young Justice type group. Just haven't gotten to that point yet.
Young Justice was so good.
It was so good.
hmm Except the last season, it was pretty bad.
Oh, I haven't watched past season 2.
Oh, good. You watched the good seasons.
Nice.
They changed writers like halfway through.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
I'll do donkey, thou do.
Before we wrap up this conversation about the Bastions, Kelton, do you have anything you want to shout out today?
Yes, I am currently in pre-production for my upcoming short film called Castle Run. The first ever film I ever made, I was 19 years old, so I was right out of high school when I made it. And I made that with like no budget. And I took like a period to like go to college, learn more and experience more. And now I've kind of reached a point where I'm like, I'm ready to make my second movie.
Nice.
And the film is called Castle Run, and it actually stars the two people at the table.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Aguilar.
And Aguilar.
Andrew, yeah.
And it's about a trio of friends who become the chosen ones who will beat a video game that is known as being unbeatable. So they go on an epic quest to find cheat codes to be the first ones to beat the video game Castle Run.
Epic quest across West Texas.
Quest across West Texas. They
Heck
come across
yeah.
LARPers, dungeon masters, wizards, mythical creatures of stuff, and
Scary beasts.
scary beasts.
Played by Matt Lamar.
Played by Matt Lamar, who is gonna hate me when we come up with the makeup design.
Oh man.
Well, we'll put links to the socials for that, and any like fundraising stuff we'll put down there. But it's a fun script. We've been reading it since the first version of it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The new version's very changed a lot.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice. Well, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this trio getting to make a movie. This will be the first time that Ben and I have acted together
That's crazy.
A long time.
in in a very long time on
Probably since-
screen. I think the last time we acted together on screen was that bathtub.
The bathtub?
Yeah.
There was a film that we made for our friend
Yeah.
that it was Waldorf's
was-
bad day.
Yes. I was not supposed to be the one in the bathtub,
Oh,
but I had to step in last minute.
way to step in there, Ben.
Yep.
Yeah.
Way to be a team player.
Yep.
It was fun.
I got to, for reference
Yeah.
on that shoot, I was sitting in a bathtub for about 4 hours,
Yeah.
and there was water in the tub.
Dang.
Yeah. That was the last time that we've acted together on screen, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Last time we've acted together on stage, that was Lady Legacy.
Yeah.
We got to kiss and stuff in that
Yeah.
one. We got married every night. It was
Yeah.
fun. I was about to say What If was the last time, and I was like, oh yeah, we had the pirate thing too.
Mhm.
Ben almost threw me off a roof in What If. It
Yeah.
was fun.
Didn't you get your nose broken in What If?
Not broken, but it did get busted open. Yeah.
Dang.
Blood all over the stage.
Dang.
Yeah. Cowabunga.
Hey, if you ain't bleeding, you ain't doing it right.
No,
I disagree.
I as a fight Choreographer, disagree.
This reminds me of the scene from like Ted Lasso. You do what you want.
You do whatever you want.
Live. You do whatever you like. If you want to bleed, bleed.
man.
Just kidding.
What a-
No, don't. Please.
That's another show we still have to watch season 3 of.
Oh, Ted Lasso's so good. I love it.
Good show.
Good show. Good show. Good podcast.
I was teaching a group of students, and I was like, y'all need to be more like a goldfish because they got a 10-second memory. And the kid just goes, that's from Ted Lasso, Mr. Wortman. And I was like, shut up. I was trying to make this
If it's a good quote, it's a good quote.
Exactly. Just let me have this.
Mr. Werman, you've not had an original thought. Shut up.
Shut up. No one in theater has an original thought.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, that is a wrap on this episode of Lore Drop about the Bastions. So the last couple episodes, we've been giving y'all some background information that's going to help you out with Children of Destiny Cataclysm Season 1. But for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be going back and looking at the rest of the characters that were in Ordinary Heroes, which was our first stage show of the year. We sat down with a chunk of our friends at the beginning of the year to talk about their on-stage character versus the Universe 17 character. Those conversations were so much fun that we decided we're going to get the rest of the crew in here. So our first episode of that is going to be with our friend Ryan talking about Booming Boxer.
Yeah.
So the next episode will be about that. So stay tuned for learning more about the Ordinary Heroes characters that were on stage versus their Universe 17 counterpart.
And remember, being fantastic starts with being a fan.
I was so tempted to, but then I was like...
Reinvent Productions is proudly sponsored by 5 Points Corporation Lubbock and Savannah Rashida Photography, as well as our other wonderful community patrons. Our home base in Lubbock is Hollingsworth Hall Cultural Center at 4228 Boston Avenue. For more information on how to support our 501c3 organization, you can check out our website at www.reinvent-productions.com. To directly support our upcoming audio drama, you can become a Lore Drop sponsor. For just $10, you can sponsor an episode of this podcast. All donations will go towards support for our upcoming production of Children of Destiny Cataclysm Season 1, which will begin releasing episodes June 22nd, 2026. Funds will go towards paying our wonderful voice actors and creative staff for their fantastic talent and time. We have over 30 artists globally working on this production, and we can't wait for you to hear it this summer. You can donate at givebutter.com/Lore Drop sponsor. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at reinvent.productions, as well as on Facebook and Twitch, where we stream gaming and a look behind the scenes on how we create our new works. Be sure to follow us to stay in the loop about upcoming productions, auditions, and more. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Lore Drop.
Being a fan starts with
No,
being fantastic.
no, no, no.